Good afternoon, Harlandale ISD. This is Jessica Worley, and today we're going to learn a little bit about Google Sites. So if you've ever been to our website, www.hisdtechies.com, you have seen a Google site, and if not, you need to head over there right now to check it out. So today we're going to review how to create a Google site, how to add a banner, how to create pages, how to create a navigation, and how to add Google Drive items. All right, let's get started. Let's jump over to Google and let's go over and start off at google.com. Let's get rid of this. There we go. And looks like you're going to be able to follow along with me today. All right, so to get started, to create your website, you're going to have to go over to Google Sites. And to do that, you're going to log in to Google. As you can tell, I'm already logged in because there's my picture. If not, you can go to google.com and then there'll be a blue sign in button. Your username is your first dot last name at myhisd, and your password is going to be your computer login password. If that does not work, you need to jump over to Eduphoria and do a help work order. And you're going to be able to go to Information Services and tell them it's the top right corner one, and it says that your Google GAF login. And if you didn't know, GAF stands for Google Apps for Education. All right, so you can see that I am signed in, and I'm going to click on this rubrics, this app launcher, and you're going to go down to Sites. For some reason, your app launcher is not there. There's always many ways to do the same thing in Google, so you could just Google Sites and you'd be able to show back right here. If you do not have this MyHISD in the upper left-hand corner, it means that you're not logged into your MyHISD account. You need to be logged into your MyHISD account. Okay, as you can see, I have several sites here. And if you look right here, you'll see the HISD Techies website. You can also see the code website and a couple other projects that we're working on. But today we're going to create a new site, and we're going to create a site for you to use for your classroom or maybe with your peers. Okay, your site name. As you can see, your site name is pretty important because this is how teachers and other people are going to be able to get to your website. I'm going to call mine Demo, and if you can see that Demo shows up right here in the URL, the username, and I am not going to mess with the template or the gallery, go through the gallery or a theme. I find that those usually, unless you know that specific template, like maybe that I'm sending you or another technology facilitator is giving you specifically, I haven't had much luck of making any of them look like I want them to look like, or they're usually just really confusing to me. But you do, if you want to check them out, check them forward. So now it is creating that Google magic and creating our website. It's putting together all those little files that you need. So as you can see, here's my website, sites.google.com/a-myhisd.net/demo, and demo, remember, is the name of my website. Okay, you're like, okay, Worley, that's a really long name. What do I do? Google short URLs work. So you could go Google short URL, shortener. It's goo.gl. So you could copy that, paste it right there, and then this can be your new website address for your students to go to, and then just have them bookmark it. Remember, this is case sensitive. Another option is to use a QR code. If your students use iPads in your classroom, I would suggest creating a classroom QR code In my art classroom, we had iPads, and that's what I did. And I printed it up very large, so that way, even if students were in the very back of the room, they could just point it in the right direction and they'll be able to go to my website. I also, on iPads, you can create bookmarks also. All right, let's jump back here. Let's explain some of the parts of this Google site. So up here is our header. Here's our title name, an image, and our search bar. We have a sitemap and home. Here's our edit, here's add page, and here's our gear for settings, and here's our sharing. Okay, let's jump over and look at HISD Techies. So it looks a lot different, right? There's no HISD logo over here. There's no search bar. The navigation is this way compared to on this one, the navigation will be showing up in vertical. So the first thing I'm going to show you, let's go ahead and get rid of the search because I don't really want it right there. And let's get rid of this demo and let's get rid of this. So to do that, you're going to go to the gear and you're going to go to edit site layout. So here you can turn things on and off. So if I was to click that, the header disappears, no header. So if you didn't want a header for your website, you could click that and it would go away. If you want horizontal navigation, you could click that and it shows up right there. But I don't really seem to, I don't like that. I usually don't have that. And I also don't like the sidebar. I usually take both things off. And I apologize. I put this on. I put the horizontal navigation on. I take off the sidebar, and I usually have the custom footer, which usually gives my email address. So when you want to navigate or edit any of these things, such as the header, the horizontal navigation, that includes adding pages, and that's a very important part later because this is the only way that you will be able to add pages to this list. You can create as many pages as you want, but they're not going to show up unless you come back and add them to this setting. Okay, and then your site width, theme default or custom. So your theme default is this white space. What is talking at your site width is this white space from here to here. One thing you have to remember is that Google sites are really good at getting bigger and smaller depending on what kind of device you're looking at. Also, you could be on a mobile phone, you could be on a tablet, you could be on a laptop with like a Chromebook with a smaller screen, you could be at work with a big screen. So websites have to be able to change for all those different reasons. So it's good to just, I usually just use the theme default, and I remember that. So sometimes when it turns out it looks really nice here, but let's see what happens. Oops, let me go back and change that. There we go. So if my website is the screen's only going to be that big, it's going to kind of edit and shrink. You see how this shrunk up? So now there's not as much space here. But my header, because my header, my top logo, is a specific size, it's not going to shrink. But everything else does. All the other Google elements shrink. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on demo. So right here, you can decide no logo, or you can decide you want the domain default logo. And this is where you're going to go to attach a file. You can also decide the alignment. So you can say I want the logo at the top, middle, or bottom, or in the horizontal. Okay, I want my logo centered. Okay, so logo. Let's go make a header. So I use Canva, and it's spelled canva.com. And one moment. Are you recording it? Are you gonna in here or in there? No, okay. Apologies. Okay, and so I use Canva. What I like about Canva is everything is drag and drop and it's free. You can export, but I use the email header. So it's 600 by 200. And I have some, so here is the HISD Techies banner. But you know what? We're going to use this banner that I created before for this demo. And it's 600 by 200. And it's very simple. I have my subject, my name, and my campus name, and you can tell it's like a template or demo. And these are actually just little squares. So very simple. So now I've created my design. What's nice too is if you go to layouts, usually it gives you a whole bunch of designs that you can edit, but for some reason I don't see it. Okay, so if you go to download high quality PNG or image for web, well, we're just going to use this for a website. So a 72 per pixel design is great, and that's what that is. It does all the hard work for you. Doesn't make you think too hard about it. You just, okay, it's for the web, so you grab that one. So let's go ahead and choose this file. And I'm just, I just dragged, it came down here to the download bar, and then I dragged and dropped it right there and to this choose file, and there it is. So I think everything looks good. And there it is. So you're like, okay, the search bar is still there. I kind of want that to go. And the demo is still there. I kind of want that to go. So we can go and edit those things next. We'll come back to adding pages after we've created them. You might want to keep the search bar. It might be helpful, but I'm just going to show you how to get rid of it anyway. And we're going to go ahead and edit that demo, get rid of that. So there's lots of different, let me just say that there's lots of different things to edit. And it can get confusing. And even I've used Google Sites for many different projects, but I still sometimes have to click on a couple different pages to find the right setting. It just happens because I do believe that Google Sites is one of the harder Google apps to be able to manage, but it is definitely doable. And once you create the website, then you are pretty much good to go. You can just go in, update it a little bit, and jump out. You don't have to mess with any of the settings once you've created your template or your website design. Okay, we're going to go to manage site. So right here, there's my name, and there's the, it's asking me, do I want to show the site name at the top of the page? No. Let me go ahead and save that. That's one thing about Google Sites also is you do have to save everything. You kind of get into the habit of not having to save anything because it automatically saves, but in Google Sites you have to save. Okay, I mess up how to take off that search every time because I automatically want to click this. So when I'm taking off that search engine, you need to click the top one. Because if you click this one first, it gives you a warning, and oh, you know what, I'll just show you. If you click that one and you push OK, then it gives you this warning. Default search should not be empty, and you're like, oh. So just go and unclick enable search, and then you're good to go. Let's click save. Let's go see what we've created. There we go. Doesn't that look great already? Very nice, simple. I think it goes well with the art history theme. Okay, so let's start adding some pages. You know what? Let's go ahead and add a page. So edit would be to edit the page that you are on. Welcome. And then I'm just going to put ... We have all these different settings. Let's see what I can insert. So you can insert images, links, a table of contents, sub pages, a horizontal line. You have a couple different gadgets, including recent posts, so you can almost use this as a blog, recent updated files, text box, HTML, and there's more gadgets. There's also app scripts, calendars, charts, drive, and I'll go over some more of this in a minute, but I want to show you how to add a page. an additional page because this is still my home page. See, home, home, home. The create page. So my next page is going to be called Art 1. And this is just asking me where I want it to be. Do I want it, like, so if I was to do Art 1 assignments, maybe it would go under Art 1, but I'm creating Art 1. Okay, so at this point, you can see that on this page, it also has a file, add file, and comments. I don't really seem to have any reason to use those. So one of the first things I do whenever I create a page is get rid of that stuff. And to get rid of that stuff is page settings. And I just unclick all of these. And I do that for almost every page. And there's no shortcut of how to undo that. But if you forget, no big deal. You just go to the page and unclick it and you're done. And ta-da, all that stuff is gone. Yay. Because sometimes you don't want students commenting, like asking questions, because you might not see the question until when they come to school and complain that you didn't respond to them. We don't want that. Okay. You can also see that Art 1 is not in the navigation. So let's go ahead and update that. You can do this all, if you create a whole bunch of pages, you can wait to the end, but I want to get to the point today. So I'm going to go to Edit Site Layout. I want to go click on the navigation bar because that's where I want it to go, and I'm going to add the page. So there it is right there, Art 1. What's nice too is it usually shows you the newest pages created on the top. And then if you had a whole bunch of pages, you can be like, I want Art 1 to go first. I want this to go first. You can move it around or you can delete it from the area. I'm also going to add a sitemap. A sitemap is a page that includes all the pages in your whole website. So it's very good for search engine optimization. It's really good just to be able to have a page that you can find everything, because if they're not sure, just for organizational purposes. And you also have a couple choices of what your navigation bar looks like, and I'll let you play with those to decide what you like. You also have an add URL. So if you could click add URL for them to go to, let's just do that. So this is art. So one of MoMA, I don't think I spelled that right. Jackson Pollock. I really like this website. It's called Jackson Pollock. And then I wanted to open in a new window so that way they keep my website open. So then it shows up. So push OK. And then you're going to see these appear here. Yay. Okay. So let's go back to Art 1. Let's edit this page and let me show you a little bit about some of the add-ons. So let's go over to Google HISD Tag Keys and let me show you a couple things. One is our calendar. So anything I add to my school HISD calendar shows up automatically here. That's really nice, so that way people can keep track of us. I'm able to access my calendar wherever I'm going. It's just really easy and great. Okay, forms. Let's see what I can find embedded. Here's this is a form that is embedded, so that way people can fill this form out for me to come help them. Let's see what else. Digital Citizen. Let's see if there's anything embedded there. Here is a video embedded straight from YouTube. Let's see. Oh, and there's a document embedded. So if my coworker Jason was on another computer and he was actually working on this document, you would actually see him typing in this document because it is a live version. So if you want, what's nice about embedding a document is you can share that document with specific people. So if you were to create a grade level website and you were to create a document called homework, and one particular teacher is in charge of homework every Friday, all they would have to do is update their Google Drive document and it would be updated for everyone to see live. So that's very helpful because then they don't have to do any of this website editing. They just have to go straight to the doc and edit it. And it's just as easy as updating or changing a Microsoft Word document, but it's all in the cloud and it's all on your website. Okay, let's go learn how to do those. Insert those things and embed them. So we're going to insert and we're going to go over to Drive and let's see what we got. Document. Let's go and let's find a document. Google Classroom cheat sheet, newsletter ideas. We've been working on all kinds of stuff lately. Art history resources. Select. Then it'll ask you about the borders. You cannot break Google at this point. You can decide to show these or not show these. If you don't like it, you can go back and edit it so that way it does or doesn't show those things. So there you go. Let's save it. And then you can see how it looks and decide if you like it or not. Very nice. Oh, my one website. And that's all it is. Okay, let's edit. Let's do something else. And then see, you can click edit and then you can decide, yes, I do want to show this border and such things. But I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, let's go to insert and a folder. Let me show you what a folder looks like. So here's our newsletters, and these are actually, this is a folder embedded. So here you can see every document that's in the folder. Isn't that nice? Maybe you have homework or you have newsletters also. Please, let me just tell you, please reach out to your technology facilitator if you'd like to do any of these projects. We'd be happy to come to your classroom and walk you through this process. All the help and support you need are at your fingertips or an email or phone call away. Just give us a call. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to show you how to embed a YouTube video. So we're going to go to Drive, and we're going to go to Video and look at all kinds of videos that that are in my Google Drive. But I said I wanted a YouTube video. So let's insert Drive. Oh, wrong place. There it is, YouTube. And so I have to go get the link from YouTube. Let's go find the video link for this website, for this video that I'm showing you right now.
Don't you like combining some of these boxes? They're about halfway each.
Yeah, because I'm not real sure. We're going to split them up eventually. But yeah, I'll let you know. Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and look at our playlist. Oops, let me find this video. You know what? Let's just dashboard. Let's go get this video. Here we go.
Welcome, Harlandale ISDs, to our
way too happy there. Okay, copy that. And let's insert that code there. And if I did that too fast again, I just copied this information right at the top. Usually there's a share button down there where they'll give you the code too. Pasted it, and then I know I did it right because there's my video over here in the corner. I can decide if I want a super big video or a super small video. If I want the title or code, include the border, not include the border. Again, if you like how it looks, you can come back. You can save it. If you don't, you can go back and edit. No biggie. And there it is. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Oops. There we go. Oops. There I am. Let me get my website going again behind me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned a little bit about Google Sites and you're excited about getting a Google site ready to go for your classroom. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your technology facilitator. We'll be more than happy to help you get started in creating your Google Classroom, or apologize, your Google site. Have a great day.